Yeah, I'm thinking of the Mazavith land, but yeah, so they don't know we have a land, so we just win. Sweet, so all that stress for nothing. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Let's make it even juicier. Look at that damage output, lads and ladettes. And they even let me finish them off, which is something I always love to do to people when they ask me. Today we will be looking at Velomaccus Lorehold, which is one of my favourite dragons from Strixhaven. I own this card in paper as a paper commander, and it's so cool, so powerful, and I just love the way it works. So it has Flying Vigilance Haste, which is already really good on a 5/5 body, but whenever it attacks, look at the top 7 cards, you can cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana less than that, or equal to Velomachus Lorehold's power from among them without paying its mana cost, put the rest on the bottom. So essentially, look at the top 7, cast a spell, and if you keep the curve underneath 5 mana for spells, so that's where the spells kind of end at 5, you'll basically be able to cast everything in the deck. There are ways to increase its power though, to make it a little bit easier. I found a really cool card here called Mephit's Enthusiasm. Does 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If excess damage was dealt this way, note the excess damage, then you get a boon with when you cast your next creature, it perpetually gets +X/+O, where X is the noted number. So if you kill a 1/1 with this, and then you cast Velomaccus afterwards, it will permanently get +3 power, which is awesome because it means you can cast things even easier, and it just makes it a little bit easier if you had bigger spells in the deck. So I would definitely recommend this. Sadly, it's only on Arena, so you won't be able to use it on paper. But there's a lot of other awesome cards to protect Velomaccus as well. So if he dies, you can use Invoke Justice to return him from the graveyard to the battlefield, and you get to put 4 counters amongst any number of creatures or vehicles. So if your Velomaccus dies, get him out with the Invoke Justice, put counters on him, make him bigger, cast even more spells. Obviously, the contingencies in this deck means that I can cast any instant or sorcery without him anyway. We've got Morog or Morag if you want to get extra combats, which is also quite nice because whenever you play a land, you get an extra combat step, but also each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it attacks this turn, so it gets bigger the more lands you play this turn. And then obviously Velomaccus cares about having higher power because that will also make it easy to cast spells as well. If you're playing a 7 mana general, by the way, you're probably going to want to have ways to protect it. So I've got stuff like Owl Seed of Life's Bounty, Fight as One, God's Willing, and Selfless Savior and Sheltering Light. These are just very, very cheap ways to protect your general, because as soon as you cast this guy, chances are very high that your opponent wants to kill him. So stuff like the Selfless Savior is amazing because this comes out a turn, well, however many turns you want earlier, so it's already there ready to sacrifice for Velomaccus, because if you're spending 7 mana to cast Velomaccus, chances are you won't have much mana left open to protect him. So playing things preemptively, like the Selfless Savior or even Alseed, although you have to pay 1 for this, is really important just to keep him up. We do have a couple of 2 mana spells to keep him protected, like this one gives Indestructible, and so does Feat of Resistance. This actually gives protection. But yeah, make sure to protect Velomaccus. If you want to see the deck list, it's in the description below. Check it out. Really cool way to use a lot of powerful spells, cheat them out, smack in, get a few extra combats, chance for glory, I'm looking at you, as long as you don't screw up and lose. But yeah, don't forget to leave a like, a sub, and leave a donation if you can. Let's get into the gameplay. Okay, we get first against Legrella. Got a really decent starting hand here. Alseed's going to give something protection. Most importantly, our Velomaccus, because he's such high mana. This also works well against Legrella because she targets stuff and exiles it. But if Alseed's out and we have the correct amount of mana out, we can protect Velomaccus, for instance, but probably won't get down to that because they're going to be more aggressive than we are. Let's start with a tap land. Following turn we can go for Magda. It's important that we got, I almost said priority then, it's important that we got to go first because it means we can get Magda out and potentially swing in before they get to exile it with Legrella. Although they do get a Gala Creatures, but I don't know if they're going to block with that. We shall see. Let's go for the Alseed and then swing with the Magda. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's a decent trade-off because Gallagher is okay, just as I thought. Okay, so things are looking to be well on their way here. Magda is going to just give us so many treasures. Knight of Autumn's going to come down, kill the treasure, I guess, or maybe kill the Alseed, in fact. Okay, they're going to kill the Earl Seed. So it's tempting to use the brought back, but I think I'd rather save the brought back for Velomaccus, because getting back a 1 mana thing with a 2 mana card doesn't feel so great. Search for glory, right? So let's definitely attack here, just because if they block, they don't get to flicker this with the Legrella. Okay, yep, so they've definitely got plans for Night of Autumn. So search for glory, probably going to get us a Elspeth Conquers Death, let's face it. It's pretty much one of the best spells in the entire game. And yeah, just play a tap land, pass the turn. It's a shame we can't bring back the treasures with the old brought back, but okay, so Legrella's probably going to go for the Knight and the Magda. Yeah, I'm not too bothered about this, because yeah, it could be worse. It's a lot better that they get this than a Velomachus, and obviously that's going to slow them down. Obviously when this comes in, the Knight's going to re-trigger again, so if our ECD is out, that's going to perish. So it might be beneficial to actually not go for the ECD yet. Or 4, 5, 4. So we play land. We've got 2 more mana open. So if this does die, we can get it back brought back. Let's try this. Okay, so we'll exile the Legrella. Cloud Shift. Okay, so they're gonna... That's kind of weird, right? Because they're flickering it themselves. But this is the exact same effect as if... I'm a bit confused now. I'm actually really confused by this, because... So, if they just let me have the Legrella, the Night of Autumn would have come in anyway and actually destroyed the ECD. But now, by doing this, I guess it means they can re-flicker. Yeah, I suppose. Right, so then that goes off. Then that... Right, so now we'll go for brought back. Bring back the ECD. So, I guess it's the same difference here. Yeah. So then now they kill the Knight, they kill the ECD with the Knight again. So there's basically looping the Knight triggers. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I suppose by cloud shifting they wasted. Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite unsure on that one. And also, we don't really have that many good targets in the bin anyway, so Llanowar Visionary comes down. So yeah, board wipe would be fantastic. 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's probably beneficial to swing in with the Magda anyway, because she gives us the treasures we need to cast Velomaccus. The Cave of the Frost Dragon will come in tapped. The opponent's game attack here is very suitable, being Archaeomancer, the card that gets you an instant or sorcery back on ETB. So, looks like they're digging for a land, which they have a high probability of finding. Or they could just, you know, keep making treasures. No, so there's the land. So it looks like they're a very tricksy deck, lots of things going on. Pirates Pillage. I think I'm going to use this and dump the Chance for Glory, because I don't think we're going to find ourselves in a position where getting an extra turn and losing the turn after is going to be that beneficial. Let's go for the Cave. So I don't think I have to block here. Also, keeping her alive is going to be useful because following turn I've actually got a big score which creates 2 treasures. So what I could do is attack with Magda, then at instant speed, go for the big score, get 2 treasures, and then tutor for any artifact or dragon. Now the issue with that is I'm probably not going to have anything that useful. So maybe that isn't a good idea, because this deck is not a dedicated dragon or artifact tribal deck. It's a cute idea, but I just don't think it's going to be that beneficial. Looks like they're tapping out pretty big. Charming Prince flickers the dog, draws another card. So it's pretty dirtly, to be honest. Not really that worried, because one board wipe will just crush them. Velomaccus probably has a high chance of finding that on the swing. As long as I don't have... I mean, they do have mana here. We could use the Iganjo. 3, 4, 5, 6. But I'd rather just keep the land back and just take 8 for now. This could be very bad. This could just be a wash away and we're screwed. Don't know why they chose to return the Visionary. Doesn't... Because it means they can't tap that for mana now. Okay, swords could be good. And I think we swing in, because if it's a board wipe, our Magna's going to die anyway. Okay, so it looks like it's an Abrade. That could do it. Destroy. So let's get rid of the Knight of Autumn, I think. That's being fairly annoying. And they're going to trade the Fibblethip. Sure. Now the nice thing here is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can still recast Velomaccus if they kill it. So real shame we didn't get a board wipe there, but oh well. So if they do go for Legrella and they go for Velomaccus, I'll probably keep Velomaccus underneath the Legrella. Wow, there's a lot of individual mana that is tapped there. Mirari's Wake, yikes. So they've got double mana now, or double land, should I say. And their creatures get +1/+1. And a Herald of Vengeance. When it enters, destroy each permanent you don't control. That has the same name as a permanent that didn't damage you last turn. Destroy each permanent you don't control that has the same name as a permanent that dealt damage to you last turn. That is so weirdly worded. What on earth is that wording? Destroy a permanent you don't control that has the same name as a permanent that dealt damage to you last turn. You know what? I'm just going to accept it for what it is. I just think it's worded in a horrific way. So we're down to 4. Let's get rid of their flying blocker that I've literally seen a total of 1 time, because it's an arena specific card. Okay, let's go for it again. So if you don't get a board wipe here, I think we just lose, don't we? So swing in. I guess the Clarion's good because it does mean we get lifelink, so we might be able to survive a little bit longer. So go to 9. Okay. But if they go for the Legrella, they're going to get rid of the Velomaccus, which is going to be bad. Lonus, okay. That makes Gala Greeters bigger by 1. So luckily these can only trigger once per turn, so they can't just put 3 counters on here. Legrella's coming down. Gets rid of Velomaccus and Lonus, perhaps? Man, this Gala Greeters has dealt them a lot of damage. So we'll keep it underneath Legrella in case we just find a removal spell, which is entirely possible. Because if we do, we can attack again. But this is getting pretty much out of reach now. Down to 3. Okay, so let's see if Big Score can find us a removal. If they counter this, we just die. Divine Purge. That definitely works. That exiles all creatures with CMC 3 or less. Well, all artifacts and creatures, actually. So I should have actually used the treasures for this, to be honest. That was a misplay and a half, because now I can't use the 3 mana to keep the Maker stand up. This will get rid of all of their things, in fact. Apart from the Mirari's Wake. Creatures you control. So actually, if I just... could still use Make a Stand if I trap these, but I think it's too late now. Okay, so we get to swing, so they can cast all their stuff back. It's just swing in. So now we want something to kill the Morrow's Wake. Oh, rip apart. That is epic. So we did actually manage to kill the Wake, which means we now do actually have a chance. Because all those things they cost 2 more, 4, 4, and 4 respectively, and Legrella's now 9 mana. Oh man. So luckily, well, we don't know yet, because if they have a board wipe, then we would have had Make a Stand up, but we'll see. If they do have a way to destroy Velomaccus here, it means we messed up completely by not tapping the treasures. Yeah, I thought it said it said creatures, artifacts and creatures. Very powerful, specifically printed for this. Illyrios. Okay, so that's a threat. Okay, land could be useful, but yeah, don't think it actually is going to be useful. So I don't know why I even said that. Absolutely not useful. Oh, Lorehold command, epic. So we're going to be able to potentially deal 3 damage and maybe drawing some cards is actually a pretty good idea. So let's kill this, gain some life, and then we'll sack a planes to draw 2 because we need some more action eventually. Okay, Feat of Resistance. So we've got 2 ways to give our guy protection. So it's pretty useful. This gives some protection from a colour of choice. So if they do somehow go for an exile effect, we can just stop that happening. We are kind of doing it now, aren't we, guys? So if we had attacked with Cave, that would have been extra 3 damage, and it would be lethal the following turn. So I'm going to flicker the guy to create an extra dude. Interesting. Okay. I wonder how helpful that's really going to be. Oh, that was so clutch, that Lorehold command, seriously. Also, I can't wait for the audio to get back to this game, because this is kind of just... Woo! Luckily, I can feel the air, but my goodness. It is silent out there. Not a single sound effect was heard in this clearing. Catilda. So don't forget, we can also block with the Cave of the Frost Dragon. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So, how much is this? Let's make it a creature. So we're still going to have 4 mana open, and this is going to be interesting. We have lethal. If let's just see what happens here, because they could have some kind of kill effect. Wow, 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 wow. I think Lightning Helix is safer, because if they go, if we give one of our creatures a boost, Futurist Spell Thief. When it enters, conjure a duplicate of target spell. That card perpetually gains. Oh wow, we literally just as if we beat them. That's crazy. I feel like we were freaking lucky with that game. Opponent goes first with Greasefang Oakkeeper boss, and it's not very common when we see, because it's a vehicle commander, and vehicles are kind of risky in commander and formats like this, just because you either need the vehicles out or need the crewers out, but you can't have both out simultaneously. It's quite rare to do that. And I actually tried to make an Esper commander deck in paper using a Layla, but it was just so difficult because it constantly just suffered from not being able to, as I said, not have either the creature out. Just trying to think, maybe I shouldn't actually kill it. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of this. Yeah, so you either need the creature out to crew, or you need the vehicles that need crewing, and sometimes only having one out in Commander is pretty bad. It's the same weakness that equipment decks have, which I've tried and failed making those as well, because you just have to go hard and fast against one opponent. But in Commander, you've got to take out maximum 120 life, right? Because you've got 3 opponents times 40 life. So dealing 120 damage with combat strategies is just really rough. Okay, they've got the evil combo in their hand, so you know, comment on your turn, return a vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return vehicle from gear to your battlefield, it gains haste. But vehicle, does that mean it's crewed? Return a vehicle from your graveyard to the battlefield against haste, return to the owners. We'll see. To be honest, I've not actually faced this in Commander. I've seen this in Standard. I saw someone running. There's an interesting synergy with this in Standard and some other things, but seeing it with Parhelion, just because you give a vehicle haste doesn't mean it's crewed, does it? What am I missing here? Haste doesn't inherently make something a creature. No. Thraben Standard Bearer. Discard a card, create a guy. Wow, that's pretty good. I think our Divine Purge is going to be sick against them, because everything if there's 3 mana or less, it seems. I could just straight up kill this guy now. Which I think I will, because I don't like the idea that he perpetually gets almost unlimited creatures out of this just by discarding a card. Strangles. We've got loads of great answers. So I'm finding that Divine Purge kind of is the antithesis of my strategy so far, because all my stuff is 1 to 3 mana, and I don't really want to exile our things. So maybe I should hold off on casting these things and just wait until I get Velomaccus out with this extra mana. Surge Hakamech, that's going to deal 2 damage to the Lannery Storm. Okay, that is pretty annoying. They drew very well there. I mean, obviously they could have just had that in the hand, but Lightning Helix. Yeah, let's just pass the turn. I don't really want to commit to the board anymore. I just need to just hit my land drops, so they can now crew this, or crew forward, and it swings in for 5. That's a pretty big hit. 3 toughness. We can also kill this, so I think I will with the Lightning Helix. Although they'll still be able to crew the Surge Hakamech, which is annoying. They could also give it protection somehow with a card in the hand, but I don't think they do. If I'm not playing optimally today, I do apologise. Just had something happen to me today, which isn't very nice. Just having to deal with that. I'm not really sure what to do here. Could just give it the Alseed, give it the Angel Fire, because we're just not hitting our lands, are we, to be honest? Swing in. Also, the vehicles have Menace as well. Let's just strangle this flipping thing, which is a weird idea, because this is literally graffiti on a wall. So we've strangled graffiti on a wall. This guy's got the most exquisite red gloves as well. 6 mana open. Okay. Do they have any vehicles in the bin? So they do have a Reckoner Bankbuster, so that can come in with his passive. Okay, so yeah, as I did recall that correctly. So this is just going to go back to his hand. So I guess it's just a reanimator, a slow reanimator, isn't it? Let's swing in. And we can do some shenanigans. We can give something perpetually power 0, which could be quite good actually. We can give the mech perpetual power 0. This is a great way to stop. Oh, nuts. Ugin. Okay. They're probably gonna. No. They make a blocker. Okay. I think that was actually a bit greedy, you know. They're gonna swing in with the. No, okay, well in that case, I'll make the Greasefang power 0. So, good luck crewing the vehicles you get back, mate. And then the Angel Fire Ignition can just... You can't crew either of these, can he? So we can kill the Ugin pretty easily. So this is going to be Trample. Visionless Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible. Sadly, that's still not enough to take out the Ugin, yeah, because they'll still block it with this. That goes down to 3. Although they're going to double block it. Oh, wowzers. Okay, I mean, I suppose that's fine. We still gain the life. I mean, the thing is, they're just going to -3 now, aren't we? And we're 1 mana off casting Velomaccus. They could be saving the minus, of course. If they save the minus for Velomaccus, that could be annoying. They put the Greasefang in the bin. So, do they have a way to revive it, perhaps? Weatherlight, oh my goodness, so many vehicles. But nothing to crew, see what I mean? They can't crew any of them. Okay, so if they make us discard with the Liliana, that's going to be... Okay, that's not too bad. So as I say, if we just get a land... Come on, just give us a land. That does it. That's a land, sort of. So this doesn't have... Okay, that's good. That means we can also give protection. So we're going to go here and here. Don't forget, we get a trigger. Let's see what the trigger gives us. Oh no, because the Ironcrag fee, isn't it? Yeah, we can't cast any more spells. That's really sad times. That is such sadness. And how many cards in the graveyard? 5 exactly. Oh, is this a stroke of genius from the opponent here? So they left the Greasefang in order for the Liliana to be able to kill the Velomaccus. That's a spicy, that is. That's got to be one of the most technical plays I've seen in a long time. Blood on the Snow. Protection isn't going to work here, is it? Yeah, I think we just pretty much lose here. Although, okay, actually, I think I gave them too much credit, didn't I? They kept that in there because Blood in the Snow, not because of the technical Liliana play. Okay. See, this is actually my downfall, I've noticed. Sometimes I will credit people or give people the actual play. So if this was in real life and I said that out loud, they would have been like, oh, that's actually really clever. But instead, they were just doing something completely unrelated, which happened to not be that effective either because, you know, they put the vehicle in the graveyard, but they still can't crew it. So... Lorehold command. I mean, that kills the Ugin. And gives us a couple cards. One of which could be a land to replace. Okay. Ooh, reconstruct history. Actually, that's going to get discarded, so not very good. Yeah, to be honest, I think they've got this, guys. There's no way we can come back from this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 turns to Velomaccus. They've got the Parhelion. We discard our hand. And yeah, I'm going to call this quits. They've got 3 vehicles. They're going to have they've got Liliana on ultimate. So I guess I'll give it one more turn. Junji, yeah, that's it. So they can now crew all their stuff. I will call that a game. But that was still interesting. Still an interesting game. Yeah. Okay, bad mulligan versus powerful opponent. Ugh, ugh. Let's mulligan this, I think. Is it... Oh... Cold Steel Heart is okay, but apart from that... I'm just not feeling that. Oh my goodness, this is even worse. Let's keep it. Miriam, you all know it. It's haunting the format right now. Hey, we can play our things now. It's a right beauty, that is. I do love it when non-British people do British accents and stuff, like Carl Urban. Carl Urban is wonderful. I love him, but his British accent in The Boys is just really funny. He's trying to be all Cockney, innit? But it's not the worst I've ever heard. But he's a Kiwi, right? So it's slightly off. But I think it just makes it more of an amazing character, to be honest. It's diabolical. Mila could be decent if they point sticks at it. We draw cards. And if we get a couple more red sources, the Ironcrag feat will be able to get Velomaccus out. But as we saw earlier, not fantastic because it means we can't cast additional spells. Oh, you know what? Short game, but I want to keep it in because I know everyone hates Miriam now, and it just died. So there we go. Enjoy that at my behest. Okay, against Muldrotha now. My mindset has completely changed in this game. Like, I used to get quite annoyed at facing these high power decks, but now my mindset has adjusted to let's take him out. The least we can do is try, isn't it? So let's give it a go. There's no point moaning about who we're facing anymore. So luckily that paid off. The lightning bolt couldn't have killed the druid anyway. But yeah, I'm adopting a new mindset. This might be my mid-year resolution. Try and say that 5 times quick. If we lose, we lose. That's the most you can. I think. Okay, here's a spicy thought. Instead of killing this now, let's discard some cards, and then this sets up our ECD for later as well, doesn't it? It means that when we proc the third phase here, we're going to get more orc back. So that's actually pretty good, combining the red effects with the white effects. So now, oh no, so they've got 6 mana. Yeah, this is optimal. I mean, they can always get it back, but it slows them down a tad, doesn't it? Just a tad. And then also, if they do spend their whole turn going for Muldrotha, we have 5 mana for ECD, so it kind of pays off the setup there. They play the Otawara. I don't think they wanted to do that, but so they're leaving up 4 mana. Let's see if we can resolve a Solemn. Okay, so no hesitation. Doesn't look like they have a counter. Okay, I mean, you know, it's not the end of the world if they get back the Paradise Druid. Oh my god, Emergent Ultimatum. So I don't normally mind Muldrotha decks, but then this is just the combo, isn't it? So if you've not seen it before, Ultimatum gets 3 of the best cards in the, I suppose you could say the format, from the colours, puts them into play. So there's so many infinite combos here. Apologies to cut this game short, but I wanted to have a good game. Honest. It's just the opponent's going for the old combo. Let's see which one they go for. Flip a neck. Extra turn, and then this guy. So we choose one to not give them. They're going to draw a lot of cards. Alright, so we don't give them 1 extra turn. So they get a dragon, and then an extra turn to attack, and then they can refill their entire hand. Okay. I mean, I don't really know why that ultimatum is legal in the format. It's not very fun. Blumenek and a coma. Oh well, you can watch me get right royally screwed over here. So they're going to draw up to 20 cards. 14. And they have infinite hand size. Okay. Oh man, if I had a windfall effect. So yeah, I'm pretty much on the verge of quitting here. Let's just see. So he could activate. It taps the permanent. So if we did go for the Velomaccus, they would tap it. So let's go for the ECD first. Go for the coma. They could just counter this. No. Hexproof. No hexproof out of all those cards. Okay. Fair enough. Right. Let's see how they're going to kill us then. Is it going to be creative? Could be. Could be. Leer and Time Warp. Oh, this is joyous. Right. So, if you don't know Leer, as long as it's your turn, all spells in the graveyard have flashback. So it's basically Muldrotha for spells. So if you have Muldrotha out and Leer, yeah, good luck. You can't do anything, and this is, yeah, they're just going to go for the Time Warp. And because this doesn't exile, because Wizards was silly making this card, they go infinite. Oh no, flashback exiles, but yeah, I think that's enough to call it a game, guys. Damn, pretty decisive there, pretty decisive. Very powerful player, of course. Yeah, let's face them again. Okay, there's something about Velomaccus which is making me face a lot of Jetmir decks. Don't really know why. It doesn't feel that powerful. I've made a lot of powerful decks, and He's 7 mana. Like, surely you take the mana into consideration. Especially the fact that it's not mana instant. It's not cast him for 7 mana, attack, instantly win. It's rare that something like that would actually happen in this format. We don't have stuff like extra turns in these colours. Really, there's maybe 1 or 2 that make you lose the game instantly, but Strike It Rich or Showdown, or we could even Smashing Success. Yeah, let's kill the Signet. Let's slow them down. We basically replace a treasure. It's a big difference. Like, they could play the Jetmir if we hadn't done that. So Cultivate. Oh, okay. Joke's on us. They just got +3 mana in the next turn. Just not all at once. Okay, so we do have a land here. Yeah, let's play this tapped. I don't like missing lands, and then go for the Strike It Rich. 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 more land, and we can go for the Velomaccus, or maybe Showdown, depending what the board wipe as well. Oh my goodness, Cathar's Crusade. So yeah, let's go for the Showdown because I need to hit lands desperately. Bing, bang, boom, boom. Okay, 2 lands, pretty good. So I could go for Mila. Yeah, I think we go for Mila. It does cost us 2 treasures, but the other reason doing this is because next turn when we cast spells, we get to put counters on a creature, and with that one out, it feels wasted. So yes, I did slow us down a bit, but I like to gain advantage. The Cathar's Crusade makes all their stuff humongous, so if they go for some mass creature maker here, it's going to be terrifying. Mentor the Me, so that becomes a 3/3. Okay, so that's still in range with the Deafening Carry. We can combine it with Strangle if needs be. Okay. Okay. So definitely play a land here. They've got 3 mana open, which is pretty sus. We do have the Baffling Defences. Yeah, let's go for the Mororg and set up the next turn, I think. Don't forget, if they target the Mila, then we get to draw a card. And because of their colours, I'm not happy about attacking. They could have the white card that does 4 damage to attackers. There's a few of those effects. That seems to be one of White's favourite abilities. Beast Whisperer. Looks like they're going to get bigger again. 4/4, 3/4 respectively. And then an Adeline. Ooh, that's a terrifying card. Oh my goodness, that's scary. I mean, we get to make our stuff bigger as well. We'll see how we go. So the wording of Mororg. Whenever a land enters, if it's your main phase, an additional combat phase after this. So we want to play a land main phase 2. Really. We can make something power 0. So let's start with a Deafening Clarion, I think, because we want to kill at least one of their guys. Strangle. Yeah, let's make Mila bigger. Yeah, that seems good. So now we can choose something to kill. Strangle, I reckon, kills the Beast Whisperer, because that's just auto card draw. Let's put a counter on Mororg. And then we're going to attack, I think, and let's just see what they do. If they trade, they trade. But it does mean they're going to lose some things if they do. Don't forget, we can just give one of their defenders 0 power, which is a spicy little trick. It's like throwing sand in their eye, but the thing throwing the sand is a giant 25-foot demon. Whoa, they are going for it. So who do I want to protect? Protect Mororg. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, either way, the counter doesn't save. So 6/3, that was still trade. So let's just pump Mororg in that case, because he's going to survive this. Boom, boom. I mean, we get rid of the Adeline, which would have been incredibly scary. So now we get to get a combat step, so we attack again for 9. It's pretty awesome. So next turn, if he survives, we can go for the Velomaccus, attack with both. We'll see what happens. Basically, if they kill Mororg, that's basically means they need another answer. Treasure map, no creatures. That is going to flip though, to be fair. So they're going to be able to fog us one of our attackers, but Velomaccus still counts as attacking. So let's just give it a shot. So here we go. we could just straight up win given, depending on what the spell is. We'll see. Whoa, that's good. Invoke Justice. What's in the bin? We can go for the Mealer, I think. Or we could get 2 spells back. But there's only instant sorcery, so it doesn't feel too good. So I think Invoke Justice is beautiful. Get Mealer back with a load of counters. And they can't block the one in the air, can they? But then they can just fog it. But I tell you what, if we just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so basically divide it. Oh, it didn't flip. I'm thinking of the other one, aren't I? Yeah, I'm thinking of the Maze of Ith land. But yeah, so they don't know we have a land, so we just win. Sweet, so all that stress for nothing. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Let's make it even juicier. Look at that damage output, lads and ladettes. And they even let me finish them off, which is something I always love to do to people when they ask me. Don't forget to check out more of my videos, and also my Ko-fi donations page. You can donate as little or as much as you want.